Diane and Denmark here, and you know what I'm going to say? Hooray, hooray, hooray! It is Monday morning, the start of a new week, fresh start. You know, I love Monday mornings. I don't always love getting up Monday mornings, but actually this morning I got up a bit later than usual because my kids are on spring break. Easter holidays for us here in Denmark. So they're on spring break now, Easter week, and then on Tuesday, after Easter Monday, they go back to school. Anyway, let me put my pom-poms down. And I'm just going to give a quick check-in with you today about this week's Flylady Zone and my weekly blessing hour and what I've been doing. I'm not going to show you me cleaning in here today. I've made tons of those types of videos. If you want me to clean along with you, I've got a playlist. I'll you know, if you press up there on your computer or on your telephone, a playlist will pop up with all the zones where you'll see me decluttering or cleaning in the zones. So if you want me to actually, you know, get up and you've seen me cleaning, you know, around this area and the fan extractor, and it's all on the playlist. Anyway, to get back to what is going to be going on in here this week, yesterday I did my weekly home blessing hour. Now, I switch up from week to week. Sometimes I do it on a Monday, sometimes I do it on a Sunday, sometimes I spread it over the week. We've talked about this before. You set it up to suit you. The main thing is that you write it down somewhere, whether it be, you know, if you make up a control journal or if it's on your telephone. The main thing is that you actually write it down. That way you can check it off and it makes it easier to stick to it. And I'll show you mine more. I don't want to show you private information, but here we are. Okay, so here's my one, and I just keep a running list of what I do and suggested days to do it. And things like changing bed linens. If you saw me posting on Instagram yesterday, you see that we changed our bed linens yesterday, and next week the kids change theirs. We don't change ours once a week. Once every fortnight, once every 2 weeks is sufficient for us. If you've got allergies or if you've got pets that sleep within your bed, you probably want to do it every week. But we shower every day, sometimes twice a day, so once every fortnight is fine for us. And I can also tell you that I actually decluttered an item yesterday because I usually use this method of using a whiteboard pen, and I mark it down, and then the next week I can wipe things off. And my green pen was getting really, it had served its purpose. So now I've taken a new one. I've taken one of my daughter's pink ones. I know she doesn't like pink, so but I like pink. And also normally with things like taking out the recycling and the rubbish, and the large refuse collection. Normally I do that the night before, but this week, because it's Easter week for us, the collections are a bit different. So I did everything yesterday, and then, you know, I will put it out as needed. So that was it for the weekly home blessing hour. And I've mentioned to you before, when I do my weekly home blessing hour, the part where you know, Marla talks about shining mirrors, windows, glass doors, I stick by zone so that I'm moving through the zones every week. So yesterday when I was in here, I did the windows. We've got 3 windows in here. I don't know if you can see that. All the way around. 3 windows. And I did the glass surrounds, you know, the windowsills, so that was done. And also, while I had the vacuum out for doing vacuuming as part of my weekly home blessing hour, I did a detailed vacuum in here, and I also did the top of the skirting boards, because today I'll probably take, I've got some, I'll just show you. I've got some old cloths that I keep in here, and I just use those, damp them, and then I can do the skirting boards in here. Oh, and that's the other thing I was going to say to you. When you see me, when I'm cleaning in places like here in the bathroom, I don't have my cleaning caddy with me, you know, my little cleaning caddy. I don't need that in here because I keep a couple of supplies in the bathroom, and I'll show you what I've got. I never show you the contents of our other bathroom cabinets because that's private for me. I don't want to be showing you what the kids have or medicine and stuff like that. But I can show you what I have of cleaning supplies in here. And I've just got some old like tea towels and face towels that I cut up, and I use those for doing my swish and swipe, and then once I've used it once it goes in the washing basket and it goes through with the towels. So that's my wee supply of those. And I have I've got 2 bottles in here. I've got one, you've seen the Isabella Smith stuff before, one for glass, which does all the glass parts in here in the mirrors. And the other one is just a general bathroom spray which smells nice. It's got lavender and mint. So I keep that in here and I don't need anything else. Right, and what I was going to tell you on something else, let me see. Yeah, so part of my weekly home blessing hour, I actually do it in the zone, and that way it just becomes automatic that I'm always doing the windows and mirrors in the zone. Right, on to the zone. The Twilight Zone. Right, yeah, and I made a list yesterday of what I did in here. I also, because I had my feather duster out on the stick, I did the ceilings in here, and you've seen me doing that before. I go clockwise, and it took me like a minute, 2 minutes to do that. And as I just said, I did the windows. I cleaned the windows and the frames, a quick scoosh. I detail vacuumed. And the other thing that I did, let me see if I can show you here. I did underneath the bath surround. Let me see if I can show you. Just hold on. Okay, I hope you can see this. Our bath has this little plinth, and normally, I hoover, I vacuum around here and mop, but it's not fixed to the ground. So maybe you also want to think this week, if you've got a bath where you can actually take off the side. It's not something I do very often. I maybe do it like every 6 months. But our one is connected by magnets. I'll just pull it off like that. There we are. You can see it's got a surround. And what I do is I just dust off this part and wipe around on the floor just to get any last bits. But as I say, if you've just started with the Flylady system, do not go doing stuff like that. But once you've been using the system for a while, everything else just becomes automatic, and then you think, what should I clean next? And on that subject, let me just show you the detailed cleaning list. Let's go back up again. Okay, we're all back up again. I've mentioned before that on the Flylady website you can find detailed cleaning lists. Now, if you're just starting with the Flylady system, do not listen to the next couple of minutes here. All you need to be doing is your morning routine, getting dressed to shoes, swish and swipe, doing your lol, your load of laundry. As long as you're doing your morning routine, your evening routine, and then adding in a weekly home blessing hour, everything will just look hunky-dory and you'll be feeling it, and that will build you up. And then, once you're really feeling like you've got the energy again because you're actually getting sleep, just that fact of getting dressed to shoes and being ready for the day, just that fact of actually making sure that you're feeding and watering yourself regularly, it'll give you more energy, a bit more, you won't be so overwhelmed, and then you've got your weekly home blessing hour, and then after that you can add in a bit of zone work, which is what I'm talking about here. If you are in the early stages, do not go near any kind of zone work, because the main thing is that you just build yourself up first, okay? Very, very important. And make sure to do the pampering. I know a lot of you think, oh, I don't have time for the pampering. Pampering is really, really important. So maybe this week for pampering, maybe you want to have a nice pamper shower, or actually use your bath and have a bubble bath, paint your nails, and we're going to be doing mine today because I was doing a bit of painting over the weekend. Just all those little tasks. Anyway, for those of you who are onto detailed cleaning and decluttering, on the Flylady website you can find the lists. I'll put a link, I always put a link in the video information. And for Zone 3 is the bathroom plus one other room. And as I said, once you've been doing Flylady for a long time, you'll find that there's not really much left to do in the bathroom. You're on top of it. And then you can add in the one or other room, which could be something like the guest bedroom, perhaps you have an office, laundry room, all those kind of rooms that you don't live in them, but you're using them perhaps on a regular basis or not so regular basis. And in the Flylady, on the Flylady website, you can actually see there's a list for children's bedrooms. There's a list for the extra or guest bedroom, and again, you change things up to suit you. You know, I make my own little notes of things to do in the guest bedroom. If we've got guests coming, like check the towels, make sure there's an extra umbrella in there, so you know if they're going out for the day, they've got an umbrella. You know what it's like in Denmark. No such bad thing as bad weather here, just their own clothing. You know, maybe you've got a craft room. Maybe you've got an office and you need to catch up with, you know, things like straighten out the drawers, fill the printer tray with paper. I mean, I'm just reading from the list here. And the laundry room, and I've added on things like to de-chalk our machine, because we have a lot of line scale in the water here. Maybe that's not a problem for you, but just take the list and adapt it to suit you. And for example, in here in our bathroom, I've added clean out the extractor fan, and I take that down maybe once every 3 or 4 months and clean it out with a wee toothbrush. And I've also added things like check the supplies of toilet paper, shampoo, you know, razors, whatever it is that you need. And I've also added to water the plants in here. I've got one behind me and one up there. And clean the drain cover. We've got one of those uni drain covers at the back there that you can lift up the whole thing, and that's a bit of a nasty job. And you know, I do it every couple of months. Now, what I am going to be doing this week, which is one of those not every, definitely not every month, and maybe every 6 months, is quite often, you know, with your grout, even if you clean it really well, sometimes it gets discoloured, and you can get these grout pens, and they come in all different colours these days. So that's going to be my job this week, just to go around and check the grout. What I do is I clean it off and apply the pen. It's just like using a felt tip pen. Here we are, there you go. And they come in different colours. I've got a goldy one and a sandy one, because we don't have white grouts in here. It's a slightly different colour, it's a sand colour. Now, just be careful. If you have a problem with mould, you're going to have to treat the mould. So this is not going to take away mould problems. But if you've got, if it's just kind of discoloured, just clean it up as best you can, and then you can redo it with the grout pen, and it all looks great. And actually, these ones are a kind of protective coating as well, so it stops you know, more discoloration. So that's going to be my job this week. Just going around and drawing. It's like colouring, kind of fun for grown-ups. So that's going to be on my list. And for my extra room this week, I'm going to be continuing to have a wee look in our garden shed, because we're going to be out. It's a holiday weekend for us here in Denmark. Thursday, Friday, Sunday, Monday are statutory holidays here, so everything is closed. I made a little video last year, and I re-uploaded it yesterday, so you may have already seen it, about how we celebrate in Denmark, what people do, what people eat in the Easter break. And Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, day after tomorrow, is the busiest shopping day of the year, with people buying food, because, as I said, shops are closed Thursday, Friday, Sunday, Monday. So anyway, on that note, I'm going to get going, because I'm dressed as usual, ready to start the day. And I'm not going to be doing any cleaning in here today, because I did some stuff yesterday. And please, before you do any kind of cleaning, set your timer. You know, you're not meant to be spending hours in here. But I'm off to do stuff with the kids, because they're on holiday, if I can get them out of bed. Isn't it funny when you've got small kids, and just other parents will understand me here. When you've got small kids, they're like, oh, they wake up so early and can't they sleep? And then when they turn into teenagers, it's like, Are they ever going to get out of bed again? Anyway, they deserve to sleep a wee bit there. They're both at high school, and it's a busy time when you're a teen. Anyway, I'm off to get on with my day. Hope you have a fantastic day, whether you're working in Zone 3 or I shouldn't say just concentrating, or if you're concentrating on being consistent with your morning and evening routines. Just keep putting one foot in front of the other, or as I like to say, one pom-pom in front of the other, and give yourself a pat on the back for anything that you do, all right? And please, 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 do not compare yourself to what others are doing, okay? And we don't run any of this business of, they're doing this and that. Just you focus on what you are doing and give yourself a wee pat on the back and know that I'm thinking of it, all right? So anyway, live long and prosper. Live long and prosper. May the Danish food be with you, and I'm not quite sure when I'll see you next because, as I said, it's a holiday week for us, but I shall pop up when you're least expecting it. Okay, bye for now.